Here's the Midnight Raven and happy World Goth Day. Today is the 22nd of May and that can only mean one thing. It is World Goth Day. We are decked out. As you can see, my little ensemble today with the summer hat, although it is raining outside. But we will not let it put a dampener on our World Goth Day. If you're new, welcome to the channel. I am the Midnight Raven. And today we're going to do a video about goth assumptions. Now, everybody who I have ever spoken to thinks I'm a little bit weird, a little bit crazy. That doesn't mean that's because I'm a goth. It's probably just because I'm weird and crazy, but you know. So today we're going to look at the misconceptions about goths. Now, I myself, I've been a goth since I was a little girl, probably around 11, 12 years old. I started to, as I call it, merge into my little butterfly cocoon and come out as this amazing goth girl. So today we're going to look at debunking some of the goth things. Now, you've probably seen debunking videos before, and that's perfectly fine. I'm just going to do my own to celebrate World Goth Day. So, the first one is you are not required to listen to certain music. We are not that critical on what you can and cannot listen to. If you are a goth and you want to listen to country and western, or you're a goth and you want to listen to R&B, it's perfectly fine. You do not have to listen to what they call the typical goth music, which is things like The Cure or Susie and the Banshees, or what they call goth bands. You don't have to listen to that. You can listen to soft rock, you can listen to metal, you can listen to R&B if you so wish. There is no genre or rules. I mean, yes, there are different genres, within the goths you do get different ones, but you get Victorian and neon. Neon. You know who I'm talking about. You get pagan, you get punk, you get metal, you get horror goth, fashionista goth, romantic goth, perky goth, literature goth. There are so many goths that make your head spin, which also means there is so much music out there. You get folk goth and you'll get hardcore, like hardcore metal or death metal or Megadeth and all these different genres of music. But sometimes you just want to listen to something a little bit more somber, a little bit of Fall Out Boy, Bullet for a Valentine, something that isn't technically classed as goth. In fact, most of that is emo. And don't even get me started on the battle between emo and supposedly goth that really doesn't exist. You're required to wear makeup. You are not required as a goth to wear makeup. You do not have to go around paint your face white. You don't have to paint your face white. You don't have to wear black nail varnish. You don't have to adorn spiders' webs or big, lashes. You don't have to go around wearing jewelry with crosses and pentagrams and all of that shebang. You mean, the thing about goth is it's self-expression. You wear the clothes, you wear the hair, you listen to the music, you dance. It's all about creating your own personal look. The thing with goths is that all their looks are different. The clothes, the mannerisms, the people, they're all different. Go to a high street, see everybody that's the same. You will go out, and when you see goths, no two goths ever look the same. Their hair kind of looks different. Their persona is different. Their attitudes are different. The clothes are different. We don't all fit into a tiny little box, which is what is great about being goths. Okay, number 3, we're all depressed. We're all depressed. We're all down. We're all miserable. We hate everybody. That is not true. Goths are well known for being moody people. They're well known for sitting in graveyards, wanting to die. It's being painted in a certain way, isn't it? It's the whole goths. All we do is like sit in a graveyard, Although we do like the darker things in life, not going to lie, we do like graveyards. We do like darker music with undertones of certain topics. You know, that's not every single goth. You know, being goth doesn't mean you're miserable, that you hate your life, you hate people. That's not it. Absolutely not. So goths are some of the happiest people you will ever meet. There are things like perky goths, you know, and vibrant goths that just love life. And yes, you do get the ones that sit around the graveyards, but don't pigeonhole everybody into the same box. That's what makes goths good, is that we're not pigeonholed. Okay, you don't have to wear black all the time. No, you don't have to wear black all the time. Although black is a really good colour, and I defy you to find an event that black cannot be weared at, even a wedding, you can wear black. Black is mostly the colour that represents goth, not gonna lie. But there are other colours. Think of things like vampires, crimson reds, purples. You know, don't let the whole fashion, if you want to be goth, you don't have to wear dark colours. You could be a pastel goth, wear pinks and purples and yellows, or be a cyber goth, or, you know, go around with dreads in your hair and embrace colour. The thing about being goth is you have the creativeness to express yourself. If you want to wear nearly all black clothing and have bright pink hair, you can do that. That is the freedom of our culture. You can look and feel how you want without being pigeonholed, which is what today's society tries to do. They try and pigeonhole you. Some goths like to wear white all the time. Some goths like to wear black all the time. Some like to rock out in neon vibrant pink. It is entirely personal to a person, their own style. And it's what they feel comfortable in most of the time. I myself do love to wear black and white. It's just my color. I feel calm. And some other people like to be goth, but they like to go around in pink. And there is no stipulation on colors. Although goths are traditionally the more darker colors, the grays, the blacks, you can wear what you want. Goths isn't white people only. Now, it's like a no brainer. There are goths throughout all different countries, cultures. We're not just stipulated to white people. Um, there are black goths. There are goths from other parts of the world. Just because this whole goth thing of having pale skin and painting yourself white, um, it, although it's depicted in most horror films that, you know, goths are generally white people, and it is stipulated in a lot of films throughout the horror genre that most goths are white people. There are black people in the world, and we appreciate the fact that, you know, black people, white people, whatever race you are, want to partake within the culture. It's not stipulated to pale faced white people that sit in graveyards. So, you're never too old to consider yourself a goth. In goths, there are different types of goths. You've got obviously the younger generation, which are the baby bats. Most people call them baby bats because they are new to the goth culture, and they're called baby bats, which I think is an endearing kind of term. You do get the elders, which are usually called elder goths. Um, they do tend to be the more typical goths, if you want to put it like that. They do stand for a bit more of traditionalism when it comes to being a goth, like the music and everything, and how they dress. And then you get the baby bats, if you want to call it, which is the younger generation, which are getting to grips with the goth. Maybe they don't know what type of goth they want to be. There is so many different variations on goths, and I've done videos before. I'll link them on different types of goth. I tend to call the elder ones elder goths. And then the younger generation, anyone sort of younger than me who is new to goths, as baby bats. So you're never too young to be a baby. You are never too young to join the goth culture. There is no stipulation on sex, gender, or age to be a goth. You can be a goth at 90 or you can be a goth at 9. There is no stipulation on age. You don't have to be male or female. You don't have to come from a certain country. You don't have to come from a certain background. In my eyes, it is the most free you can be in a society. Um, is joining something like this that is so open, no age, no stipulation, doesn't matter if you're gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever, you can join the goth culture. So gatekeeping is absolutely anti-goth. If you gatekeep, if you tell someone they don't really count as a goth, you probably aren't a goth yourself. You do get the snobbery exclusive goth club, where if you're not wearing the right attire, you don't listen to the right music. There are people out there that will say, well, you're not proper goth, which in my eyes, there isn't such a thing as a proper goth. Being goth is how you feel and how you look. There is no terminology that fits you into a tiny box. I think that's what makes the goth culture so great, is you're not just put into a tiny box and you fit into whatever people want you to fit in. If you want to dye your hair pink, if you want to have multiple piercings, if you want to spend the weekend having a picnic in a graveyard, you want your entire house done out like the inside of Dracula's lair, who cares? So goths aren't weird, contrary, or different. Now, I'm not going to say that there are goths out there like myself that don't like the macabre things, that like to sit around in graveyards, that consistently watch horror movies, and do the kind of normal, what people use as typical goths. There are weird goths out there. Some people collect animal bones, have taxidermy in their house. Are they weird? Are they unusual? Possibly to the individuals, but everybody is different. And I think the fact that we don't classify ourselves either or, I think it's actually quite nice. That's like saying that all goths like Halloween. Not necessarily. You want to be very stereotypical there. That's up to you. Um, okay. Many goths are not LGBTQ, blah blah blah. That's not true. The thing with goths is that we're an open society where you can be gay, straight, bi, trans, black, white, male, female, no age stipulation, no nothing. The brilliant thing of that is it welcomes everybody. You do not have to fit a type of genre. Like if you want to class as chavs, which are the kind of what they call the council estate people that wear the baggy stuff, that they wear gold constantly from Argos. I mean, everybody's going to be pigeonholed at some time in their life. If you walk around and dress in black consistently, people are going to think you're goth. If you walk around in pantsuits all the time, they're going to think you're chavs. Or, if you walk around in pink constantly, people are going to think you're just an airheaded blonde Barbie. It's stereotypes that have filtered through society for decades, for forever. Um, Not all goths think they're vampires. Me personally, I like the whole vampirism thing. Count Dracula, I watched so many films of Dracula and stuff. Not all goths think they're vampires. Some of us actually think they're werewolves. Some of us actually think we're Beelzebub and devils, and we don't all think we're vampires, okay? Goths don't worship the devil. So goths do get this stigma of us all sitting in our little houses with the little pentagrams trying to contact the devil and conjure up some evil spirits with a Ouija board. Many goths are actually Wiccan or pagan. Yes, most goths you will find will have a cross. Some even have rosaries. We like to burn candles at home. Yes, we probably do have pentagram articles around our house. Does that mean we worship the devil? No. Some of us even believe in reincarnation. Some of us believe that when we shuttle off this mortal coil, we go straight to hell and we sit next to Satan. Everybody's different. Again, it's being free to think how you want. You don't have to fit into a tiny box. And the last stipulation of goths, this should be a no-brainer, but people are stupid. Goths don't all smoke. Now, this is whether you want to believe that goths don't smoke the green-eyed dragon or the green-eyed monster or the puff puff. We can't really use terminology on YouTube. Not all of us indulge in the partation or the taking of things like opiums, trying to counter the two worlds with a bit of blow. I mean, there are goths out there that will drink absinthe to try and get a bit of hallucinogenics. There are people out there that will chase the dragon, as they so call it, maybe some opiums. But most goths do like the fact of having a pure body. Not for like religious reasons, but you will get goths that will drink, but we're not sitting in the graveyards portrayed drinking white lightning and getting off our tits on our heads, trying to contact Beelzebub while being in a graveyard. Some of us actually do care about our mind, body, and soul. And even the goths that do partake within chasing the green dragon, maybe drinking a bit excessively with the absinthe, they are generally having fun. There's usually no harm in it. Pop culture, modern society, social media, the papers, you name it, have obviously stereotyped goths for hundreds of years. Dracula himself was probably just, stereotyped, oh, he's got fangs, or he's got a cape, or he lives in a castle. It's very easy to use a stereotype, the same it is to stereotype emos. It's easy to stereotype chavs. It's easy to stereotype people into whatever box you want. Because you know what? As people will tell you, most people are scared of goths. They hang around in little groups, having fun, talking about stuff, and apparently people are scared of us because they're dressing in black. They're hanging in little groups. They might even sit in a graveyard and have a conversation together. We're obviously conjuring up the devil and doing all weird, crazy shit. That's not necessarily true. You can't tarnish an entire culture as all being the same when we're individual people. Every goth is different. I don't necessarily dress 24/7 as goth. I am a parent and I do tone it down sometimes. Back in the day, I wore goth stuff constantly, everywhere. Just, everything I wear has a link to goth, whether it's my handbag, which is a spooky little ghost, my hat, you know, even the teddy bears that I collect. Here you go, here's a teddy bear I collect. He's a vampire, okay? I just like things that are cool. Does it mean I'm weird and unusual and unnormal? No. I'm just different to everybody else who maybe doesn't like vampires, doesn't want to think, they're going to hell when they die and they're not going to float up into heaven. I'm just different. And you know what? I'm happy with being different. So, going back many, many times ago, there was a woman in town. I was standing outside Iceland. I had a top that had a pentagram in the shape of a pizza. She walked past and very calmly told me I was going to burn in hell. Today's society, I give you. And I just turned around and didn't say nothing. I'm like, each to their own. So if you want to like and subscribe and give us a big thumbs up, tell me down below what assumptions you have about goths. Let me know down below. And if some of them are different, maybe I'll answer them. Tell me what you think of goths. We are not a horrible, weird, pentagrammy sitting in our living room trying to conjure up the undead spirits. What we do is we like to enjoy music, good food, a horror film, maybe the occasional Dracula romance novel book. Maybe we like going to graveyards at the weekend, but we can't all just sit in a graveyards all the time because some of us, work, have lives, have family. And this is just a part of us that we put into the rest of our lives. We're not normal, and we don't want to be. I love being goth, and I'm never going to change. It's not a phase. It's not something I'm going to grow out of. It's me. It's a part of me, and it'll always be a part of me. So if you want to like and subscribe and give us a big thumbs up, if you want to support the channel with a PayPal super chat or super thanks, fund my weirdness, boys and girls. Let me know down below your assumptions of goth, and maybe I'll answer some of them if they happen to be different to anything I have answered in here. If you're unsure about the goth culture or anything, ask questions. Goths are always willing to be open and honest and give you as many answers to as many questions as you have. And I will see you all soon. So whether you're a baby bat, an elder, or just, as they call it, one of those normal people out there, support my channel. And I'll see you very soon. Happy World Goth Day. Bye, guys.